All right, so just a real quick little note about us at Ionix Technologies. We are a technology company and we focus on building software for capital markets, fintech, and health tech. I think we're a little unique in that we do have a design first approach. We actually have our own design studio, Studio IX, that really kind of gives us a different look and feel as far as what people are looking for in UI UX. So we offer a range of fintech solutions. We're not a product company, but we have a lot of expertise, and we have helped a lot of companies improve their order management systems and with post-trade stuff. And we'll start with the most inaccurate slide in the presentation. Muniraj actually couldn't join us at the last minute, but our VP of Technology, to whom Muniraj reports to, is in the audience. Praveen, Charles, and John is also here. John's another expert and leads our OMS solutions. They know everything that we're going to talk about. They're just not familiar with this deck specifically to present it with no prep, but they're definitely able to speak to everything in the deck. But my name is Manis, and I helped to create this deck with Muniraj, so I stepped in to present this webinar in his absence. He will be available tomorrow, and at the end of this presentation, we'll have a link to schedule time with him and or Praveen as well. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, that I am not Muniraj. So everyone knows about the upcoming deadline. That's probably why you're here. The people who came just to listen to Muniraj have probably dropped by now. But I kind of had the analogy to say this date isn't really just a deadline. It's like if we're on a plane, it's really essentially we're essentially upgrading our software mid-flight. Like, we don't have time to land, turn systems off, and turn on new ones. It's just like now we're just flying faster, and we update software at 30,000 feet, and we're continuing to go. So it's kind of like a very interesting way to look at this deadline. And I have a link here, and we're going to send this out after the presentation as well. But we have a link here from Bloomberg saying about how much it could cost the industry. So one of the critical challenges that we're facing with this transition to the new DTCC cutoff time is the rate of finalized allocations and confirmations. So this number comes from the fact that currently less than 70% are completed in time. So that would obviously pose a risk of about 30% of trades failing. And the issue is not limited to block trades, but actually extends to a significant portion of institutional buy-side orders as well. So while we expect this confirmation rate obviously to trend upwards over time, it does need a substantial increase to mitigate these impactful consequences that people are looking at. So, and inadequate improvement in this area could really lead to delayed payments for sellers and then delayed receipt of securities for buyers, which potentially disrupts a cascade of other transactions. So now that we've kind of set the stage, I did want to do a quick poll and wait a few seconds, but you can respond to the poll at your leisure. Just really trying to see where folks are in their T+1 journey, how prepared you feel with the deadline kind of barreling down at you in the next couple months. So yeah, I think that'll be available later as well. So the first thing we're going to get into is the most obvious. So with only 10 weeks left here, it's super obvious, but worth stating that everyone must accelerate their trade execution and confirmation processes. So this change isn't just a speed increase, it's actually a fundamental shift in market operations, which means, selection and integration of new systems should be already being finalized. And obviously that needs to be immediately followed by adequate testing and employee training. For the enhanced risk management tools, the shorter settlement cycle obviously is going to amplify market and credit risk. So these kind of real-time predictive risk management solutions are out there. I think firms have to rapidly adopt these tools to adapt to this condensed timeline, ensuring that these risk assessments are going to be both quick and accurate. We're going to go deeper into this on a later slide. So I'm not going to go too deep into that right now. There's going to be a whole risk management slide. The upgraded tech infrastructure. So I think one thing that needs to be considered right now is that the strain that's going to be placed on the underlying systems, especially legacy ones like those built on COBOL. So it's like we're building our Jenga tower with COBOL as a very stable base. Yes, it's old, but it's proven and reliable, but we are adding new technologies and capabilities on top. So we build a tower, increasing the overall complexity and risk. And each new layer, whether it's for handling high-speed transactions or some of this sophisticated data analysis, it does add weight and stress to the underlying structure. So this is really to underscore why stress testing is essential before going live, and really ensuring that we build higher with more advanced technologies. Our foundational systems can support this weight without toppling over. So there is like a balance that needs to be struck between leveraging the stability of COBOL and embracing the new innovation kind of necessary to succeed in the T+1 era. So just kind of proposing a carefully managed gradual buildup, ensuring stability at each step to avoid kind of an infrastructure collapse, regulatory compliance and reporting. So again, it's not just about meeting new requirements. You do need to redefine your operational procedures to ensure continuous compliance. There are software solutions out there. I think we have a bit more on RegTech, but that's going to ensure compliance and facilitate this seamless reporting. Liquidity management solutions. So yes, firms do need to establish or enhance their systems for real-time monitoring of liquidity positions. In this new environment, cash flow dynamics will change rapidly. So getting that instant visibility into cash positions across different accounts and currencies is going to be something that's going to be much more crucial. So, brokers and dealers will require tools for effective intraday liquidity management. And for liquidity management, Muniraj has a blog that goes much deeper into this topic on our website. He actually has a couple of really good blogs on this T+1 stuff. So if you are able to check that out later, I think it'll be really, really informative. And finally, I think, the collaborative efforts, none of this can be achieved in isolation. I'm hoping the next 10 weeks, we will see intensified collaboration across the industry. So we ourselves are working jointly with brokers, dealers, institutions as a tech provider to develop systems that are not just T+1 compliant, but kind of resilient to the amplified operational and risk management challenges. So I know I asked a poll question earlier, but really I think it's really to assess how do you know that your systems are adequately prepared, right? So the last slide will offer kind of how Ionics can help with this, but here I just want you to think, if you were asked this question by an executive, or if you're the executive and you're asking your team, how can you tell where you truly stand today? From a system infrastructure point, I think in order to evaluate your existing technology's infrastructure's ability to handle increased transaction volumes and data processing needs, you really need to look for bottlenecks, latency issues, and any areas lacking redundancy and resilience. So the way that we do this is we have, I guess it's a 7-step process. So we first do a capacity analysis, or this is just kind of how I would recommend doing it, or I guess Muniraj would. You do a capacity analysis. So it's a surge in transaction volume without performance degradation. Next, you do a latency assessment. So you want to measure the time it takes for transactions to be processed and confirmed, and this is at scale. You want to do resiliency and redundancy checks, avoid single points of failure. This includes backup systems and failover processes that are seamless and quick. And of course, this leads directly into disaster recovery. So there's less time to recover from outages, to test all these different environments, make sure everything's working. An interoperability review. So ensure you can still effectively communicate with external systems such as clearinghouses, exchanges, and counterparties. This needs to be checked and rechecked as you keep adding on more technology. Number 6 is the scalability assessment. I think this will be probably 99% overlooked today, and that's fine, because I think everyone's more focused kind of on the train that's about to hit you in the next 2.5 months, not on the future of maybe, move off the train track so we don't got to dodge the next train. But this is to kind of confirm your infrastructure is more extensible and can grow to handle future increases in demand. So T+1 could be the beginning of an ongoing trend to faster settlements. But unfortunately, it'll probably be on the nice to have pile in perpetuity. But still wanted to mention it here anyways. This is something that, sounds really good and people like it, but generally won't invest into it. And the last thing is end-to-end testing. So you will simulate the entire T+1 process flow to help identify where infrastructure sags or doesn't support the new demands. So kind of the theme that we're going with here is to share the power of automation in all of these. So we think that automation is pivotal in reducing the human error factor, and this will be costly in these high stakes and now high volume trading environments. By automating trade entries, confirmations, and reconciliations, you can drastically lower the risk that mistakes could lead to failed trades or compliance breaches. So we have quite a bit on automating trade processing and settlements. So first, streamlining the settlement process. So you have integration with major systems like DTCC, but also includes software interfaces for sophisticated protocols that are going to provide rapid error-free communication and execution of settlement instructions. So the second thing is going to be advanced matching and confirmation. So these are all things that we already have today, but things that are going to be more important, and this automation is going to be great. So you're going to have automated trade matching and confirmation systems, straight through processing, of course, and automated exception handling as well to see, as these issues arise, they'll be handled in an automated manner. And additional post-trade optimization is also available in like the streamlining settlement process. For enhancing the risk management efficiency in a T+1 environment, these systems need to always be on, always vigilant. Implementing these kind of automated real-time risk analytics allow for a constant assessment of exposure across varied asset classes, currencies, and markets. So I like to say this is not just measuring the risk, but kind of managing the risk moment to moment. We have, I think, three major points on this. So first is kind of the dynamic collateral management. So with automation, firms can dynamically adjust collateral based on this real-time risk assessment. So, excuse me. So you measure it, but again, like you're managing it. So if you're able to adjust your collateral, you can really improve capital efficiency and reduce the opportunity cost of over collateralization. And then risk data aggregation. So here you're able to gather and synthesize risk data from disparate sources. So that's generally time consuming. So automation here ensures timely and accurate risk data aggregation. So this will provide you a consolidated view of the risk that would inform better decision making. And that, of course, leads right into a customizable risk dashboard. So one way to address this is, yes, you're gathering all this, risk data from disparate sources, but you need to have like a nice way to view it. So having these kind of risk dashboards are going to be great, to monitor market, credit, operational risks. And, it's really taking a more proactive approach to risk management in T+1. As far as regulatory compliance, I touched on it earlier, the RegTech systems. So these are kind of automated compliance systems that ensure firms can keep up with regulatory changes. So accurately reporting transactions and maintaining comprehensive records. Automated audit trails are also in the regulatory compliance. So these ensure each transaction is recorded automatically and in a transparent audit trail that could facilitate both regulatory inquiries as well as internal audits. So these audit trails are also really important when you're looking at RegTech. The last thing on this page, strengthening the market integrity and liquidity. So we do have automated integrity checks in here, so you can detect and prevent erroneous trades. So of course, this helps uphold market stability and investor confidence. Enhanced liquidity analysis as well. So this is automated liquidity pool monitoring to track the depth of the market, knowing if there's enough liquidity to execute and settle trades. So in addition to predicting how liquidity pools will react to large trades or market moves, given that there's less time to replenish liquidity now between trade and settlement. So, definitely that's going to be an adjustment. And the last one, which is algorithmic liquidity provisioning. Personally, this one kind of scares me. These algorithms work by placing buy and sell limit orders at strategic points in the order book, helping ensure kind of depth of the market. So I know some groups who signed up like this complexity and even introduced kind of game theory principles and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's a little bit out there for me personally. But I think incorporating all of these kind of minimizing manual processes, this aspect into the discussion of T+1 really is like, this is the right time. This is when you're really going to need it. And, this kind of builds into the holistic view of system readiness and being able to address all these key areas of concern. So as we move from kind of risk to now automation and hoping that we can help out with some of that here. And the kind of how we can help, we do have a consultative approach. So the diagnose before you prescribe point, for example, before saying automation is the solution, we do engage in a process to identify all existing manual processes and all the things I mentioned before, capacity analysis, latency assessment, et cetera, all the testing. So I think our approach is really that these procedures that truly benefit from automation will be targeted, leading to more effective and tailored solutions. And I think I haven't looked at the poll results, but I'm assuming that not everyone's feeling very confident in this. But it's really doing a thorough analysis of the current workflows, pinpointing areas where, manual intervention is creating bottlenecks or risk. So so our consulting services really focus on understanding each client's unique operational landscape. And if needed, we can offer some bespoke automation strategies and solutions that will align with their needs. I'm not going to go into all of these super deep, but on the automating trade transmission and matching, Muniraj also has a great blog on this topic on our website. And if you're looking for more comprehensive support in pre and post trade functionalities, we do have a managed operations team for that as well. And I would also say for automating the trade delivery instructions, this works for kind of a diverse range of market participants. So the automation ensures timely and accurate communication of trade details. So this reduces the administrative burden and enhances accuracy of this transaction reporting as well. And finally, just to touch on everything on the slide, is our daily reports on trade failures. So our system, can issue daily reports on trade failures, and you would get these prompt notifications to investment managers, allowing kind of quick identification and resolution of issues. Really to minimize the impact of these trade failures. So I'd say right now these reports are going to be vital, especially during the transition time, to kind of maintain transparency and accountability as we're looking at the new T+1 settlement process. So I know we ran through it a little fast. We do have a team of experts to collaborate with you. We don't have unlimited resources, and we're already helping some companies today. So I'm guessing we might have, if other folks are looking for help still, we might have space for a couple more. But of course, our current clients, we're also, making sure that we don't overburden ourselves with new stuff. But I did want to kind of end with this offer to say that this is a significant shift, and we do understand the complexities and challenges your organization is probably facing. So if you'd like to engage with us, I do have the link for scheduling with Muniraj. Unfortunately, Muniraj wasn't available today, but he'll be available as soon as tomorrow. And Praveen is also here, our VP of Tech, who can take a call if needed. So I think if anything today kind of resonated with you and you feel like you'd like either, even if you're feeling good, if you'd like kind of an outside eye to take a look at what's going on and just kind of confirm, or if whether it's kind of, if you look back at the key question, is your system ready for this? Where is this thing? Yeah, are your systems adequately prepared for the transition? And your team saying yes, or your executive and you're not sure, and you just want this, kind of double checking done as well. We're happy to help with whatever you need. So I think, feel free to schedule something if you'd like. If you have anything you want to type into the chat as well, or if you want to engage with us in social media. Again, apologies that Muniraj was not available today. I will not be doing a Q&A, but you can definitely reach out to him. Check out his blogs on our website. and hopefully he'll be available immediately. And yeah, if there's anything else, feel free to speak up.